And who better to have this conversation with us if it's not the one, the only Sam Murage? Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
It is always lovely to have you here.
Me too. I'm glad to be here. You can see I'm already married.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And we talk about many things. I remember we had a conversation about how you carry yourself when you're going into an interview, when you're looking for that job.
Sure.
So now you've already gotten into the workspace.
Yeah.
How do you carry yourself? What are some of the things that we shouldn't do? Kamokokwa office setup.
Oh, great. Thank you very much. Of course, there are quite a number of manner, we call them the set of manners that you should always adhere to, and mostly these are set in a professional environment. We have quite a number of them. I would say we have office etiquette, we also have email etiquette, we have telephone etiquette. We also have eating etiquette in the office. So we have quite a number of, various manners that are set up in a professional environment.
Okay.
But starting off, what are the benefits? Why should we consider adhering to all these kind of rules that are set up? And of course, we say they are unspoken. One is because that enables you to stand out in the working environment, whereby you are very courteous on what you do and how you carry out yourself. Of course, it requires what is called high emotional intelligence for you to always be considerate about the environment that you are working in, so that anytime that you are, people are speaking about you, like the colleagues and people who are coming in, also maybe the bosses or the CEO of the organization, can actually tell that you are very respectful because of how well you carry out yourself. So starting off with, say, like the office etiquette.
Yes.
This is where mostly now you are working in a certain organization, and there are some what we call the unspoken rules, as I've said. How should you carry yourself in an office setup? For instance, number one is about is about not making unnecessary noise. Let's say, for instance, you've been called by a friend, maybe like the house manager has called you, and then you are speaking, and everyone actually knows exactly
what is happening
in the house. Mtoto amegojeka wapi? Ama hiyo chakula, pasa moto, those kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So picking your call unnecessary is not allowed in an office setup. Let no people get to know your private affairs. Number two is on basically when you are walking around the office, it's not good for someone to touch on the gadgets. Maybe like your computer or maybe like your laptop. It's not allowed, not just because of COVID-19, but it's because you are attacking somebody's personal space. Yeah. Number three, of course, is like sometimes there are people that comes in with food.
Yeah.
So it's good it's very, very important to find out what's the best food that you can carry. Not everyone, not everything, I mean. Unajua kuna ile chakula, once you start eating, then kila mtu anajua, hey, hiyo ni omena.
So we be careful the kind of food we're carrying.
Careful.
And even know what the policy is if there's a place where mnafaa kuketi.
Exactly. And of course, like whether there's a kitchen, and of course there is a fridge, you don't just go and pick somebody else's food without their knowledge.
Yes,
it happens.
It happens, and it's so bad.
And it's so bad.
Yeah.
Secondly is on the meeting etiquette. Yeah, whereby sometimes like every Monday or Tuesday or maybe on Friday, you're supposed to attend a certain meeting.
Yeah.
Remember, now everyone is looking up to you as a colleague in the organization. So how also should you carry yourself when it comes to going out for those meetings? Number one, always be prepared. Get to know the agenda of the day, so that you don't just show up in a meeting when everyone is contributing. You are just there. You are warming up the seat. You are not articulating ideas in any way. You feel like you are out of place because you never knew the discussion was all about what. Let's say, for instance, it was a sales meeting. Knowing very well when it comes to sales meeting, of course, you need to understand like what are the new strategies, marketing strategies that maybe you could go out and do some research, so that when it comes to you getting to the meeting, you not just become like a warm sitter. People can actually tell that you have done your work very well, you have done your research very well, and you had prepared for that meeting. Mostly people tend to take a longer time in meetings. Why? Because the meetings people are not prepared.
Yes.
So you get into the meeting, the whole weekend, you never know that, never knew there would be a meeting. Then by the time people are having a discussion, you are getting lost. You get lost. And you know what? The people that contributes a lot in a meeting setup, their visibility is very high. and there is chances of them being promoted. Why? Because they are prepared for the meeting and they are able to articulate ideas in a very effective way. When it comes to presentation skills, because it's part of etiquette, it is whereby how do you present your ideas? You need also to listen to others as they make contributions. So it's not good for somebody to interfere or maybe interrupt others when somebody has not ended what they wanted to say. Maybe in a meeting whereby somebody is trying to make a contribution, and then of course you're trying to launch your own, even without giving them some time, even to finish what they're saying. Yeah. So part of why people get to have a very long meeting is because, one, they are not prepared. They don't know the agenda of the day.
Okay.
Number two, still under meeting etiquette is about keeping time.
Yes, please.
Be punctual. Be punctual.
Don't be the one person they keep saying, "Huyo anakujanga tu, huyo haijafika 30," and then when you get to the meeting unasema kumbe hata hamjaanza.
Anasema nilikuwa naona kama ni mimi tu nimechelewa. Kumbe tuko wengi. We are told like Kenyans are not good in keeping time.
Yeah.
But it's good to be punctual. We say that time wasted is never recovered. And that's why one of the life skills that people get to learn is on the time management skills. Because every single minute really counts, even a single second. When it passes, you cannot be able to redeem that. So it's good to be punctual. Get to know when the meeting is starting, and then prepare yourself in advance, get to the meeting. Okay?
Yes.
Then number 3 is about, listening to others. Listening actively is actually a skill. People can get to, talk and talk, but no one is listening. There is a difference between hearing someone and listening to someone. So you can get lost in a meeting whereby someone is just sharing the meeting, others are making contributions, but you are not really listening. We call that the active listening, which basically want to have is a skill.
Okay.
So that's some of the meeting, etiquette. But maybe I can still mention about where somebody should sit.
Yes.
Okay, in a meeting setup. It depends the nature of the meeting. Will the management will be there? Will the CEO be there? So that you get to know which seat is reserved for you. Otherwise, you might just get seated, and then somebody tells you, hiyo kiti ni ya mkubwa.
Yes. And it becomes very embarrassing.
Yeah, you have to be told where to sit. Like, for instance, I've been told this is where I have to wait until I'm told, now this is the place, and that is a fact. You need to understand that even as you participate in that meeting, where should you be seated?
Okay.
Let's come to email etiquette. Now, on email etiquette, we say that it's good to always be very courteous and also be very brief and straight to the point as you write emails.
Okay.
Most people don't have the tendency of, writing, very brief or very, very concise message. So you find a very lengthy email. By the time somebody is going through, they're already tired. And mostly people don't want to waste a lot of time, reading your emails, okay? So it needs to be brief and straight to the point. Conciseness is a principle in communication. So you need to be brief and straight to the point. Secondly is that the language that you're using as well, you look at the right choice of words. When it comes to communication, we have what is called the 3 V's of communication. I think I mentioned last time, whereby the first V is about verbal communication. It has an impact of around 7%. So we said that you should be guided by the 7 principles of communication. And one of the principles is about conciseness. So being brief and straight to the point. Secondly, just to mention, is about accuracy of the information. So as you share the email, know that very well. You might also be able to, mislead others with the content that you share. And so even sometimes I see it even in WhatsApp groups, whereby somebody is just sharing information. Forwards. If you click this one, you are going to get a miracle. So you keep on forwarding, like 7 times.
Yeah, and they actually say send it back to me.
Or you click this, and maybe there is an anniversary of a certain organization. You might get up, having lunch. So be very sure about the content that you share must be very, very accurate, and then still number 3, let me just mention just quite a number of them, is about courtesy. Courtesy, being courteous, having the ability to apologize, having the ability to say sorry. So your message as well must also be quite polite. One can tell, the tone of your message based on the choice of words. And you know what? Mostly when we are talking about overcoming fear, in public speaking is because sometimes of the words that are spoken to us. Someone said, hey, we nyamaza. Hauna kitu ya kusema, you don't make sense. So that one can actually intimidate someone. So even the choice of words really matters a lot. And maybe I'll mention the last one.
Okay.
Consideration, being considerate. The person that you are writing an email to, maybe that could be your boss, maybe that could be your human resource manager. It's good for you to always be very, very considerate. Consideration, we say, is about what you say doesn't matter a lot, is like how you say it. That really matters a lot. So putting into consideration the position that you are, the position of that person that you are writing an email to, or maybe you are writing it to a client or even a customer. Even the time. What time should you write an email? Should you be writing it even at the evening, maybe at around 12? What is the best time to write an email? At the same time now, lastly, is also on how soon you should respond to an email.
What's the timeline of that?
Within 24 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, within 24 hours, you're supposed to have, acknowledged or maybe replied to an email or acted on that email.
Great.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to add one more because something that you're very, very passionate about, and probably I picked it up from you, how we dress.
Yes.
At the office should not be how we dress when you're going to the Bahamas.
Sure.
Yeah. So there's also some etiquette there. So maybe we can just go through how it's expected for you to dress in a place like that.
Yeah. When it comes to dressing, we also call that it's dressing etiquette.
Yes.
Now, it's good for someone to understand the nature of the work, the working environment. Every organization has its own dressing culture.
Yes.
So there are people that are very, very official, maybe like in a financial institution. They actually dress, nicely in terms of the formal, dressing, where they need to have a suit and a tie and all that. There are those industry, maybe for instance, like real estate, whereby they can either do the smart casual or maybe the business casual. So it depends with the industry that you are in. So as you get to be employed in that organization or working in that organization, dressing really, it contributes a lot towards the image of an individual. It can affect your reputation. It can affect even the way you an income. Did you know, by the way, if you end up wearing professional outfit, you can gain 5% more. In other words, you can earn 5% more. Yeah.
Just from dressing well?
Dressing well.
Oh,
because
wow.
you stand out.
Yes.
You stand out. The people that always stands out in an organization, they are perceived as leaders. So automatically you can also qualify to be in a leadership position. What does that tell you? It tells you that even your income can also increase. Exactly. So when it comes to dressing, this one I can really talk about.
I know. Didn't I tell you? Very passionate about it.
Very passionate.
We have about 3 minutes, so we're just going to keep it short.
Very passionate because in business, we have 3 seconds to create a great first impression.
That is true.
So it's a lasting impression. And you know what? If you don't create a positive one, you end up creating a negative one.
That's true.
You'll need like 45 minutes to redeem all that. But who has that time?
Nobody. Moving on.
So you need to create that first impression. So understand the nature of the work, that the position as well. What's the position that you are in? The more you climb up the ladder, the higher the expectations, even when it comes to dressing. Okay? And then also at the same time, when it comes to let's say the combination of colors, choice of colors of personality. You see, I like your outfit, for instance, it's bright sense.
Bright.
As someone has said, it's on Monday.
It's a Monday morning. Let's just be bright.
Let's just
no
be
Monday blues
bright.
here.
No Monday blues.
Yes.
So you look at also the combination of colors. There are colors that you'd wear, and of course you get some chances of being promoted even at the working environment, working.
So understanding your setup.
Yes.
Where you work, what is expected of you, and you trying to fit in. At a company smart casual, just make sure that it's decent. Decency is key when it comes to dressing. And our time is up.
Oh no!
I know. It always happens, but we've got bills to pay.
Okay.
How can people get in touch with you directly?
Thank you very much. In our social media handles, Dress to Impress.
Yes.
Mine is Samuel Morage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Asante sana Kokuja.
Thank you very
Always
much.
Always lovely having you on the show.
Okay,
and now you know. What are some of the etiquettes you need to carry around at the office place, the workplace? Umekuwa ukifanya vitu gani hizo? now you can rectify because you know better. We're going to take a very short commercial break. When we come back, we'll be looking at some of the psychological tricks that you need for you to be able to control your spending, for you to be able to be in charge of your finances. Don't go too far. We'll be right back. This is Full Circle with Mwikali.